All right, I think I'm good and going.
I don't know if I check it, it'll come up on the screen. I can't check.
Oh no.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're streaming because I see a commercial. So,
Well, that works.
and I believe that if I go to my page and go home, I should be streaming as well.
Very good. And we're streaming. Thing is, I can't see if anybody posts anything on in my chat because I have to stay on Discord to keep all of us, both of us on the
Gotcha.
screen. So that
So,
will be up to you.
all right. So I have the volume down to 3% on yours.
Oh my God, is it that bad again?
No, no, not even
Okay.
slightly. Not even slightly.
All right. So
Uh,
we'll wave hello to the people.
hello, people.
No, don't do that. They'll stick it where
Hello,
your middle
people.
finger is up.
Okay.
um, So, first off, I want to say thank you to everyone who has donated so far. I thank you for your donations, and we want to thank you for your trust that we'll be able to make this game happen for you guys. So, we'll get that out of the way first. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So, let's see. One of the things that I've noticed in some comments on some Discords and Facebook groups is our use of marketplace items, the Unreal
Hmm.
marketplace items. They're saying, why should we donate when the gist of it, when we're using free assets from the marketplace, or that we're using marketplace assets at all? So here's my response to that. One, there is not a single thing in our game that was free. Not a single asset was free. We have purchased all of the assets. That's number one. Number two, you have to understand what Unreal Marketplace is. It's a place where people go and basically they're selling content that they have created. They are programmers, they are artists, they are people who are supporting their family on this. I mean, they really are. So it's no different if we buy their content or hire them to do work for us. It just so happens that they have built content that was going to be in our game. So by buying their content, we do two things. One, we made it, well, I'm going to say easier, but it wasn't always so easy. Made it easier for us to get content into the game. And two, we're supporting people with families. And anyone who is against that, I don't understand it. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel about
Oh no, I agree with that 100%. It's, these are just like if we had gone out and commissioned somebody to do the work for us. Instead, they've done it for everybody. And I'll be honest that there are a lot of games out there right now that are using assets from the marketplace, and you wouldn't even know it.
it. Oh,
Um,
I notice
eh,
sometimes.
yeah, and it's I don't care because I know that the developer of that game paid for it, and I know that they're paying for it. Help that guy make more assets,
And put
and
food on
um,
his table.
and so on down the line. Exactly. So that's their job. So instead of for some things, instead of us going out and hiring somebody to work within the company to do that job, we can actually grab that asset from a marketplace, say, okay, we're paying him for his code so that we can modify it to fit our game, which is ultimately what happens in all code is copied from somewhere.
which is
There's very little original code anymore.
right, which is basically what we did. I mean, we have altered code. We'd have sometimes through, just a matter of fact that we needed to tweak it to fit in our game, but also sometimes because it just didn't work with other content that we had in our game. So we've had to tweak code both on our side and their side in order to get it to actually function and work properly. Now, sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't work. And there have
Mm-hmm.
been times when we hired the person who made the content to help us integrate it into our system. So we've done that. So again, these are programmers, these are artists, these are people who found a way that they can work from home, do what they love, and offer it to us to help our jobs, to help make our jobs a little easier, is basically what they've done. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to kind of squash that a little bit because there are a ton of
Yeah.
games that I've been on Steam and I'm looking at some of the video of some of the games and I go, "Ooh, I know what that asset is. I know exactly where that came from." But I like the game, so I'm going to buy it. So it didn't stop me from purchasing the game just because I know they used, marketplace assets. Because I don't care what they did or where they got it from, but that's me. So, but so that's it. That's all I wanted to say on that point. So hopefully you know, we'll see how that turns out. We are still working. Go ahead. That's all
I was
yours.
going to say that there are some things, some assets that we have that are just there as placeholders. They're just
Right.
there to, occupy that thing until we get either somebody to actually make content for that, like designing you know, we can't be everybody. I can only do so much as far as, programming and graphics, and so can Elwood, and we're just kind of like doing the pieces that we can do and integrating those things that we can do from other places. And in a lot of cases, that's just a matter of us putting together those assets. And as soon as we have the funding, we can either buy assets or buy from, you know, hire people to do those things that we want to do, to make those graphics, to make those bits of programming, to help us do voiceover and do all the different things that we want to do,
Music.
and that all takes money.
It
And
does. And that's why there's the Kickstarter over there with the little button that says, donate
there
wherever it
for
is.
me.
There. It's over here for me. I don't know where it is, but it's there on the screen somewhere. But yes, the donate button. So please donate. Understand that this has been a passion of mine for a very long time. And I know that Justin has wanted to build the game as well, probably as long as I have. So even if,
Yep.
and I don't think it will, I think this will, in the final hours, meet and exceed what we need. But should it not, that doesn't mean we're going to stop. It's just going to take us longer.
Yep.
I mean, so overall, we're still going to work on the game one way or another. It's just a matter of how long will it take us. Kind
Yep.
of old. Hopefully, it doesn't take me too long because I'd actually like to, build it and play it and, that kind of thing. But,
Yeah.
you know, It's with your help, people watching this and everyone else out there, we're going to make this happen one way or another because we both are very passionate about making this a reality. And, that's all I got to say on that, too. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm watching for questions here.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I know. So the other thing,
so forgive me.
if you look at our
And,
Kickstarter
and
page,
eating my dinner.
I know. If you look at our Kickstarter page, you'll actually notice there has been some new artwork uploaded in the update section. Um, I have a friend who saw the Kickstarter page, and she is a 2D, 3D artist. And she said, I love the concept. What do you need? And I said, let's start with some other 2D rendering of some, you know, equipment, weapons. And she's done that. So these are, concept art, additional concept. If you look around my screen, all of those little pieces are actually art that I commissioned, that we commissioned to be made. And if you look
Hmm.
at some of the videos on our Twitch and the YouTube channel, there are videos of, artwork, both weapons, armor, two boss creatures. I think I have two boss creatures on there. And if you look at the Kickstarter page
No,
under
it's just
rewards,
yeah, you'll see them.
yeah, if you look at the pictures under the rewards, all of that is our original art. So yeah, look, that's the rapier. She actually just sent that one to me today. Well, except for that meme, I didn't create that meme. I adjusted it,
This one?
modified
Oh
it.
no, this one.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
meme.
yeah,
That's actually a
this one.
screenshot
This
from within our game.
in game. Yeah,
Yeah. And
but
those
this is all.
pieces, right. That's the other boss. Yeah, I don't know why his head cut off. It was weird. I couldn't get it to his head wouldn't be cut off. But that's one of the boss creatures. That was another boss creature. Potions table. That's my dog who has passed away a long time ago. But yeah, so these are all things that we've created for the game already, that we had commissioned for the game.
Even our even the game logo is placeholder
Yeah,
for me. And as much as I like what I've done here, it's just a concept of what we want for the game. And this isn't going to be the end all be all for the game, but it's what we're currently using to identify it.
right.
Um,
And
it's
that's
just
the
concept.
thing. Everything is, and I think I say that somewhere in the which probably nobody reads. I think either in the
Mm,
back or the area where it says, "What are your challenges?" But I stayed in there one page that everything is subject to change.
mm.
Everything on this Kickstarter is subject to change. Because again, when we get funded and we have all these other voices, and when people join our Discord channel and we get more voices, things will alter and they will change based on what we hear and based on what they tell us we can or cannot do. Because there may be some concepts we thought of, and programmer could come to us and say, I can do it, but there may be an easier way.
Right, exactly. That's another thing. It's like I know how to do a lot of the blueprinting and inside of
Right,
Unreal, but there may be somebody come along and say, you know what, we could do this in Java or whatever, or whatever
or C++.
Python, and or C++, and do it so much easier and better than the way it's being done in the blueprinting. I'll be like, absolutely, let's do that.
Right. I mean,
So
that's why we
you
need
know,
a team. We do what we do, Justin and I, based on what we know. And honestly, we know a good bit. I mean, not to promote another game, we had one of the best Konian servers for a very long time. And that was due
Yep.
to the mods that we created for our server specifically. And that is what people loved about our current Conan server. And we were in like the top 10 servers on the
Yeah.
different websites that gauge that kind of thing. And people still to this day tell us how wonderful our server was.
Oh, I miss your server. You're gonna bring it back. Like,
Exactly. Can you bring the server back? Can you fix your mod? Because there were actually other servers that were using our mods.
yeah.
I think on mine I had like 100 and something other servers that were using my mod. It's broken now because it's old.
Oh yeah, it's well.
Yeah, it's old now.
It hasn't been updated since
But
I don't know when. Since
forever,
yeah,
forever. But
at
again,
least 3+ years.
exactly. So I mean, we took what we learned modding for Conan and said, you know what, we could do a game. We get a team
I
together.
mean, I
We
went to
could do a
school
game.
for it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you went to school for it. I went to high school for it, but my programming languages are way obsolete now. Way obsolete. But I taught myself, so it's all good. Even an old dog can learn new tricks from time to time. Not always, but from time to time, because I do get stumped a lot. But it does work that way. So when it comes to art, we're still working on art. So as she completes things, actually, I think she's getting ready to take all the artwork we had commissioned, and she's going to make a
Mhm.
video for us.
Oh, nice. Good.
So hopefully that video will be shown at some time. I don't know how long it's going to take her to create this video, but she's going to create a video for us using all the different pieces of artwork that we had commissioned. And honestly, it's a lot. There are a lot of pieces in
Mm.
there. So
Yeah,
while
there
they
is.
may not all be implemented in what you see in the video, it is there. We have commissioned a lot. So let's see. So I want to alleviate that from everyone's mind. What you see is not possibly what the end will look like. As an example, that screen right there that's on the screen, that's actually the
Mhm.
arena battle section of the game, fully 100% function. Quest, it shows questing, it shows melee combat, it shows magic combat, which will probably alter a bit, but still, it's there.
Yeah.
It shows ranged combat. I don't want to forget that this time. Got a lot of content about ranged combat. Um, so it's all there. So you can get an idea and see how it all works.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
again,
Yep.
you know, it's just that may not be what it looks like when we're done, but
Right.
it gives you an idea. It shows to you that
The
we worked on it. We worked a year on
no,
this thing. I can't tell you how many times I stayed up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get things to work. But
the
while there, you
the
were working on
this
it full time.
yeah, this piece here, uh, it's really designed for um first person, not third person main character RPG.
Right.
So because we are doing something that's a little bit uh off the drawing board, not something that was standard, uh we're only using it as a placeholder to satisfy the visual need of what we want for a character. But there's going to be so much more when you that's going to be layered on top of that. That's not even really like that's not the hardest part. You know, the
No,
hard part is the stuff that we can't show yet because it's the hard part.
right,
Um,
exactly.
and you know that's going to require me to have for us to have a team to put together to do all this again, back us so that we can put together that team and get the people we need to do the programming and build the assets that we need to
Right.
be able to put this out there.
And honestly, a
Um,
lot of people are like, well, why don't you just put the team together? Because without a team, I'm a little leery about backing you. Well, you can't put a team together
I get that.
unless we have money. So I get that. But I need money to pay the team. So here's something for everyone out there. If you know of any artists or programmers or anyone who is willing to basically work without being paid until we launch or get funded, send them our way because I will be happy to look at them, give them a chance. We can work out a deal, give some equity, some royalties, whatever they want. I'm open.
I
I'm
and
open for free work.
I keep receiving emails and notes and direct messaging from people who are interested in participating and getting involved and doing things. They're sending me portfolios and such, and I'd love to say, hey, let me make you a member of the team, but I don't want to do that until I know that I I can give them something. Um, I can't give them anything right now, and I don't want to put them in a position that hey, yeah, I'd rather be within inches of funding to turn around and say, okay, we're within inches. I'm ready to start, gathering you up and saying, okay, this is going to happen. Let's get this down the road and get you start producing some stuff for us so that we can start putting even more updates and everything else up here. Um, it, it, I know that I know there's other developers out there that come into it with assets and they come in with it with teams and whatever, and they're able to do all that beforehand because they're already paying their people. They're already
They
taking
have
care of it,
they
and
have private backers.
yeah. So it's all that initial setup is already set up. We don't have that, so that's why we're doing it with your help. Because we're doing that initial setup with your help. Again, like Ellen said before, we're doing this regardless. It's just, are we doing it now or are we doing it over the course of the next couple of years? And after this Kickstarter is finished, how many developers out there are going to hear it and say, hey, that's a good idea to go, which I'm not going to be happy about. But
Right. But then the other thing too is, and I have been looking at distributors that might be interested in helping with the funding. I've done some of that kind of stuff. I've been looking at private investors. But you know what they all say? They want to know what you guys think. And that's what a
yeah,
Kickstarter really can do for a game. It can show, hey, you're
there's
interested
interest.
in this concept. You may not like the artwork, you may not like whatever, you may not like that we do Unreal assets. But you know what? If you like the concept, and number one, first concept, playing a god, which really has never been in any other game, you know? If you like that concept, which I know I do, who doesn't want to be a god? I mean, come on. Even if it is a game, who doesn't want to be a god? And there are different other aspects, creating your own NPCs, basically. A lot of quality of life stuff that other games have not thought about, are going to be in this game. So we need your help not only to do this, but to attract other much larger funding because If we want to make this a AAA game, you're talking 25 million to 60, 70 million, depending.
Yeah.
How far we really
Yeah,
want to take this.
I think that was a question in the FAQ actually that somebody had sent us a message saying, "All right, so I can see you making a game, a single player for 350, but how are you ever going to make a multiplayer game for 2 mil?" I'm like, well, it's not really. We'll make it because if we build $2 million worth of assets on this game, we'll get interest from larger companies who will invest even more to make it even better to get it to that AAA status. And I think that's what we're doing here. That's what we're working towards.
Right. And not only that, but
And
then
if we can,
that also gauges interest within the community as well, because then
mhm,
you'll have a better looking product to present to the
yep,
community. We'll revamp our website. You'll be able to pre-purchase, all that kind of stuff, which will again start generating more income so that we do more content, and that's how the ball rolls. We can put it on Steam. That'll get the ball rolling.
mhm,
There's all kinds of venues that this is one of a number of steps. This is just the beginning. This is just one step in the entire process.
yep,
The first step. So,
yeah,
it really comes down to having everyone out there hit that donate button. Donation. I don't even care if you donate $1. Doesn't matter. Because if I get 3 million people to donate $1, I got $3 million. We
mhm,
can then build a really nice set of assets in game. So think about that. So not only can you donate, but you can share the project all over the place. Put it on groups, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Twitch, put it everywhere you can put it, wherever you want to put it, you know? And I've also looked at influencers. So that's going to be a little hard because they want a hell of a lot of money, especially the influencers I'm looking at want a lot
mhm.
of money to even say, hey,
Yeah.
even when they play a game, a lot of times they're being paid for that. Tell you this is a paid, they paid me, they gave me the game for free. I'm going to give it a review.
Mhm. Yeah.
But, influencers are great. So I'm even looking at that at this point. So we're going to still move. I'm still going to do my thing, which is trying to gather up the money stuff. But again, if you know anyone who is out there who is an Unreal Engine programmer, who is an artist, who wants to work for free, send them our way. I mean, I've got a couple
No,
people,
not for free. All right. So what we're
well,
looking
to
for is people who are
begin with.
willing to wait for their paycheck, who are
Exactly.
willing to
Wait for
wait
their
till
paycheck.
to get their paycheck.
Exactly.
We're not yeah, we're not looking for handouts here.
Right.
We're looking to like even the Kickstarter is we want to give you something for the money that you're donating. Obviously,
Exactly.
not donating. And see, I keep saying donating. It's the wrong word. You're backing
Backing. Wait, it's not
because
donating?
yeah,
I thought it
no,
was.
it's backing.
Is it really backing? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess
yeah,
donation
because we
is
don't.
different. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's not like we're getting the $350,000 if we succeed here. That money is all going into the budget for the game and
Right.
paying for all the different things that are going to be given to the people who have backed us. So
That's true.
yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, they're all getting the game.
Whether it's the 350 or 2 million or 20 million,
Right.
it's
I mean, they're
you know
basically prepaying for what we create at a discount, mind
exactly
you. At a discount, mind you.
yeah.
So a lot of that stuff you see on there, like as an example, the game is going to go for $60. You're going to get the game for as low as I think, was it $10? $20? $30? I can't remember.
The first tier that has the full game in it, yeah, is the $30 one. So that's half price.
That's half price. Plus, you get a bunch of other stuff with it. That would probably typically is going to cost you more money if you play the game because again, it's all about. And I know people hate this word, but it's about the microtransactions. If you want the game, to keep going, you want new content, it's all about microtransactions. Because honestly, I personally would like to give updates for free, you know, and if the microtransactions are working, and that's part on us to make sure that we give you stuff that at a reasonable price that you want to buy to use in the game that is not play to win, cosmetic only, then,
Mhm.
we can continue to build content without charging you for it. And that's my ultimate goal. Because if any of you out there are like me, any game that gives me a mount and offers me mounts, I buy them. It's an addiction. I can't tell you how many mounts I have in how many different games. My wife does the same thing. She just buy mounts after mounts after mounts after mounts. But there are a number of games that have like calendars where if you log in and you do stuff each day for X number of days in the month, you'll get like free items and free stuff, which I think that we should put in our game. I mean, I don't think I've actually
Mhm.
talked to you about that even.
No.
So I think it's a good idea because it'll also help you quality of life, cosmetic stuff only, you know.
Mhm.
But, yeah, you might get some potions and that kind of stuff for the day. Maybe some resources, that kind of thing. And the one game that the wife plays constantly, well, she actually doesn't play it, which is so weird. She doesn't play it, but she logs in every day to make sure that she gets enough days so at the end of the month she can get her mount. She's a lot like me. You gotta have that mount, man. So knowing that, you know, I'm gonna really be on the artist to make some really cool, interesting, and different looking mounts because yeah, I'll say it. I'm addicted to mounts. My name is Elwood. I am addicted to mounts. I am a mount whore, and I can't help it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's just, I am. Just can't help it. I don't know about you, but I can't tell you how much money I had spent on mounts and other stuff.
Well, that's not my addiction. Um, the
Oh,
battle pass on Conan.
your addiction is accumulating games. I've seen your Steam. Ooh.
Yes, I do have a lot of Steam games. Yes, and that's just Steam. You should see my Unreal library too. Um,
Let's see that one.
that's pretty great. It's
Go
really
ahead. You were
bad.
talking about something. I'm
Um,
sorry.
Conan has the battle pass, and I really like that concept as well.
Oh, they
And
started a battle pass. They didn't
yeah,
have it. They didn't have it
and
when I was playing.
yeah, so now the thing that I'm addicted to, and it's not so much the battle pass portion of it, but the challenges that they give you per month to go out and do all those challenges. That's me. That's what I get addicted to, is doing the challenges. I don't
Yeah.
care what the reward is.
Oh, we are definitely going to have that because there's
Mhm,
one game I won't mention. New World. Again, I
mhm,
don't want to promote someone else's game, but because I still do play that because we haven't funded our game, we haven't made it yet, so I can't play it. Not really. I
mhm,
play it, but yeah, they have the whole the season passes and that kind of stuff, and you can do just there's a lot of them have the regular, and then the premium, which you pay for the premium and you get additional items, you know, as you complete your various tasks and stuff. So, definitely, especially with PvP, I want to have, have some kind of battle pass like that, especially for PvP and PvE as well. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, we're gonna try and build the best game we can, but we can only do that
Yeah.
with, you guys, your help,
Yeah.
really. So, but okay. So, what else did I want to talk about? How would you start to get old? Do you have anything you want to talk
So,
about?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Again, going back to the core mechanic, uh, we keep mentioning the NPCs, and we want to get away from calling them that and everything. So I'm going to call them. We're going to. So all right, let me clear it up. Okay, so you have there's
While
five
while
different.
you're talking, I have to check my
Mhm.
power because it said my battery is low. Hold on.
Oh no!
I'm on a laptop. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
All right, all right. Look, make sure you can hear me. All right, so there are five types of characters. There's uh, I'm hearing reverb from his computer now. Maybe I can mute
Sorry, be
it.
right there. I'll fix it.
Temporarily muted. Okay,
Crap happened.
so there are five types of creatures. There are five types of living things in the world. You have your god, which is you, up at the top. All right, and then at the bottom you have creatures, and you have mortals. Creatures are like wildlife. Okay, so everything pertaining to like does, bears, lions, tigers. Oh my! All those things are in the. Oop, that's not what I want. That's what I want. That's not what I want.
I'm back.
All right, welcome back. So, all right, I'm going to start again because I got a little confused and there was some reverb when
Sorry.
you left me. So, so there are three levels. Okay, you have your god level. That's the player, right? And then on the bottom uh, you have mortals and you have wildlife. Okay, mortals are all your game generated characters that are just walking around in the worlds. And then you have the wildlife, which is all your standard wildlife, lions, tigers, and bears, and rabbits, and chickens, and whatever else is wildlife in the world. In between those two are monsters and demigods. So your demigods are the characters that you're creating. When you log into the game, you create yourself, and then as yourself, you go in and you create your demigods. Okay, so those are the ones that you are going to control freely and be able to walk around into the world as, or do whatever you want. Those are the ones that are staying in the world and interacting and living in the village that you're building. The mortals you have limited control of, so you can only interact with them either as a demigod or by limited time possession. Okay. As for monsters, you can create monsters. You'll take a piece of wildlife or you'll take a mortal and you'll convert them into a monster. And that's what will end up in the world. And you can use those to send out to other villages, other players, and if they have PvP on. And only if they have PvP on. So but you can also put them in your own world for your own mortals and demigods to try and kill and to build up their stats and whatnot. Of course, it's all balanced in the way that how much power that you have will empower the creature that you're making. And On top of that, of course, we're going to have our own monsters and demigods that we will develop and put into the game to kind of level the playing field as much as we can to make sure that nobody's like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for here? Smurf the settings. I don't know. I
Too
don't know.
powerful.
Yes, to make sure that nobody's making anything that's just either too easy or too powerful.
Yeah, because I mean,
But
it's just
that's what it
right.
is.
Because that's where like what you just talked about would be where some of the portals could come into play, where
Yeah,
they create and open the portal, or the portal opens, and you know,
that's where
creatures
you release your.
just spew out all over the place.
Mhm. They may be
Yeah,
yours. They may be another player's.
could be anything.
If it fits the level requirements for that
That
portal's
area.
creation, then it'll fall out.
Did we ever talk about there not being a level cap in our game? I don't think we
Not
ever did.
really. So
Huh.
yeah, there's no level cap.
Huh.
One of the reasons why mortals are mortals for a reason.
They die.
Demigods, they'll continue on. Mortals die. They will get old. They will die. They age. Not quickly, but they age. Um, but they also have children, and those children will grow up, and they'll have the same, not the same stats. They'll have mixed stats between their parentage, and there you go. So you'll be breeding mortals in your village, and there will come a time where you may decide that one of your demigods is bleh, and you don't really want them. Kill him. Maybe you pick one of your NPCs and say, you know what? I'm going to give him the gift of godship or something. I don't know, whatever we want to call it. But, um, we raise them up to demigod status, and now you have full control over them. And they become a demigod in your control. Or you just create a whole new one from scratch,
Or that.
whatever your choice is.
Right.
You know.
And again, but
Uh,
you are going to have a limit, so there may be some things that you want to do, and at that point, because depending on the size of your, instead of calling it a land claim, we'll call it your realm, because I have referred
mhm.
to it as basically being, especially the extra large land claim, which is over there somewhere, where you can buy an extra large land claim, um, is like
Yeah.
having your own server. I think it's like 120
Mhm.
bucks. So it's like having your own server. So, you know, you will be limited to how much can go on that server without causing lag. So we have to figure out that benchmark, make sure you don't go over it. And that's when some things will happen where you'll have to make decisions. Who lives? Who dies? Who goes? Who stays? Even if it's maybe not killing them, but letting them off the hook and letting them leave, roam the world, whatever. I don't know.
Mhm.
However you want to do it. Up to you. You're the god. Do what you want.
You,
That's the whole point of being a
if you
god.
if you if you convert them to immortal, then they'll just start aging and die
And
off
die.
unless they do something stupid like get killed.
Or some of the other mortals decide they should be sacrificed at the altar to give you god power. Who knows?
No,
We don't know.
no, and that's really the idea. I know that we sound like we don't know. It's
But we do.
the idea is we want you to build your world. We want you to build that pantheon of gods and show how they're respected or disrespected or what you consider to be good behavior for a god.
Right.
We
You
want
could,
you to have the ability to do that, and this is really just a framework for you to play that role.
exactly. Your god. Your rules. They do something you don't want them to do. Sorry for your luck. They do something that you liked. Yay, party! Feast time. Yay, God is happy with us. Or, oh, God was not happy with us. Oh, our crops are failing. What are we going to do? We're starving. It's all up to you. You're the guy. Do what you want. I'm not saying build a house and put one of your mortals in it with no doors, no potty, no nothing.
Oh, like that's wouldn't be the first thing you did.
And I can
Well,
bet you
I did.
90% of the players will do just that. They will put somebody in a room in a timeout, or you know what? You could create a jail. And if you think one of your NPCs has done something they shouldn't have done, toss their ass in jail. Just saying. It's up to you. You're God. Right?
Yep.
Yep. Because we know what you
Hey,
all are going to do. You're going to put them in an empty, you're going to put them in a room, you're going to close them in, and you're going to see what happens. At least once. I know it.
listen, we ran a server for far too long and watched players do the craziest,
Craziest
silliest
things.
things because we let them. We gave them the ability to do various things, and they did them, and it was just like, why would
Exactly.
you do that? But they
But,
did it. They enjoyed it, and we didn't curse them for it or
no.
throw them out or anything. We just we made fun of them for it, but that's what you
Occasionally I
do.
would. Occasionally I would drop some creatures
Well,
back in
yeah,
their
of course.
village, but you know,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
sometimes it was they were being a bit too much. One second.
Sure, go ahead. Uh-oh. Kitty's coming in. So, okay. Shoot. I had something I wanted to say that was along the lines with that, and it just went out of my
Now
head.
it's gone.
It's gone. It's totally gone. I've forgotten. Maybe
All
I'll get back on
right.
the
I'm
train.
looking to
Maybe I
see
won't be.
if any of our chats have anything on it.
All right.
Nothing yet.
So let's see. There's something we were talking about punishing yada 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 building. Oh, that was the other thing. On our server, we had some of the most incredible and best builders, freeform builders I had ever seen in my life. We had
Yeah,
people
they
that
were really
created
good.
Mordor. I mean, we had another one who created Harry Potter Castle, Harry Potter School,
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts. I mean, to the T. I mean, you actually thought you were in Hogwarts. They did so well. And, from the building aspect in our game, you're going to be able to do that same thing because I was amazed at what they could create. I mean, I was okay. Wasn't the best. You were really good too. You were really good.
You were okay.
I was okay. Yeah, I did do that one building
You,
that was a
you,
phoenix.
yeah,
When you
that
look
was
at it
very
from
good. You did
above, it was a
very
phoenix. I did
yeah.
that. I also put some hidden stuff in my buildings. Oh, the main town,
Mhm.
was a little phallic looking in some aspects.
Yeah, it didn't take long for that to happen, but hey,
No, it didn't.
it
It
happens
did
in
not.
all things.
Exactly. When you're allowed to
you know,
freeform build, you can do anything you want, really. Um,
I was building the other day and I realized halfway through that it was looking phallic, and I was like, "Oh, damn it!" I had to take it all down because I was like, "That's not what I want. I don't want it to look phallic.
and
It
think
just
about
happens. It
all
just
the
happens."
resources you lost because you had to take it down.
Yeah, wow.
You won't have that problem in our game.
Nope.
because there's a ghost build, so you can build it before you actually put the resources into it, which I personally absolutely love that part of it. Because I can't tell you how many times I cursed myself because I had to destroy an entire building because it just didn't work out right. And I
Yeah.
lost so much resources with that, doing it that way. But that, I think that's where I was going with my train, was the building aspect of the game. I mean, we talked about blueprinting, we talked about copying and making blueprints and selling blueprints of stuff that you've
Hmm.
created. Um, so that's another aspect of our game that's going to be a little different than other games,
Hmm.
um, in that you'll be able to do, freeform, or you'll be able to do prefab, for lack of a better word, prefab homes or structures,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
which I think gives, you know, if you're a creative person, great. If you're not a creative person, you still have a way to create these buildings that will actually
Yep.
look fairly decent. You just have to add resources. So, add water, you're done, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the idea, just so we're clear on the building, is that you're going to place down these ghost buildings, whether you're building it from scratch or from modules that you've purchased or whatever it is. You're putting down these pieces in ghost form, and then your builder is going to go and he's going to collect the resources, and that's your mortal or your whatever character you've decided to assign as the builder. They're going to go and they're going to fill up um, all the resources needed for these different pieces, and you're gonna watch them build what you've
or,
already created.
or
And
you
I
could
think
do it
that
yourself
is,
too if you really wanted to.
yeah, I
You could
guess,
add
I mean,
resources
we
if you wanted
could,
to.
yeah, I guess so, but it's going to take a lot of resources to build some of these things, so
Yeah, because I want us to really make, like, the amount of resources to actually be somewhat realistic to what you actually do if you were doing it in the real world. So,
yeah.
you go out, you get yourself some logs, you bring them back,
Mhm.
you process those logs into planks, or if you're going to do a log cabin, you know, that kind of thing. And then, it's not going to be you take this one little piece and all of a sudden, boom, you've got an entire wall, like some games where
Yeah.
it's not a whole lot
Yeah.
of resources to build it. But, I want a lot of some of our stuff to, like the plants and the trees, we're definitely going to use actual inspired stuff. It may look a little different because, again, this is not Earth. This is an Earth-like planet, so things will look a little different. So that's where, like, in our placeholder stuff, where you really haven't seen where we're going to get creative, really creative, with some of the plants and trees and the landscaping and that kind of stuff. Because again, while it's not Earth, it is Earth, but it's a weird Earth. So that design will be a little different than just your plain old pine tree and oak tree and this, that, or the other thing. It's not going to be
Mhm.
like your, I don't know, like No Man's World. Maybe not.
Mhm.
It might be a little cross between all of that kind of stuff. So we want to keep it different and interesting. Um, and then it's the same thing with like cooking and potions and that kind of stuff. We want to use, real kind of recipes, where you go out, you want to make a chicken dinner for one, then you'll need this, and this. You'll need a chicken, you'll need a this, you'll need a that, you'll need the other thing. You make chicken dinner for one. If you want to make 100 chicken dinners, you're going to need a lot more resources to make 100 chicken dinners. So, we want to try and keep it like, and you're going to need salt, you're going to need pepper, you're going to need, spices, various spices. You want to make a little ramen, you know, make some ramen. It's up to
Hmm.
you. All right, so we're almost at our hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're almost at our hour. It's a shame. I enjoy
Anything
talking about the game.
last minute? I know.
Other than back, not donate, back our project, please. Because, again, one way or another, we're going to do this. I prefer to do it with everybody. Go to our Discord channel. It's on our Kickstarter page. Um, like, follow both Justin and myself. So, when we go live together, we might even do streams separately. Who knows? But I actually prefer doing this together because we work well together. And that's one of the keys to a team is to make sure that you work well together. And I really do think we work well together. So, with that, you have anything?
I think just back us. That's all I ask. Back us, share us. I don't,
Exactly. We're
every
two
little bit helps.
we're two gamers who want to build a game, just like you
Right.
guys. We like playing games. We want to build a game based on what we've learned over our many years, as gamers. And we hope that you can find a way to back us, whatever that means, whatever you need. Again, send me a message, send me an email from the Kickstarter or, wherever, and tell me, what is your trepidation? You know, what's holding you back from hitting that backer button? Maybe I can help. So that's it, I think. You good?
That's it.
All
I'm
righty.
good. You good?
Then, Cat looks good.
He's
Oh,
good.
I don't know. He's got his back to you. He might be pissed off at you for something. I don't know.
Now he's just waiting for me to go downstairs with him because he wants to go watch TV.
All righty then. All right. So I'm going to say goodbye and we'll see you next time. We'll let you know when we do it. Because again, hit that follow button, you know?
Yep.
That way you know when we're going to do it. Again, I think we're going to do it Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday.
Let's
We'll talk about
put it in pencil. Yeah. I
it.
think it'll have to wait another week. That's all.
Okay.
I don't know how much we have.
Well, yeah.
27 days left.
Yeah, we only have 27
So
days left. So, come on, guys.
you know,
Got to help us out. So, we'll say goodbye. Have a good day. And enjoy whatever gaming you're doing until you play our game and never want to leave it.